Good day, everyone. Anytime you're watching this video, we'll be going through a topic, getting started with Microsoft Excel. We'll be doing this introduction in preparation for knowing some concepts in Excel and how powerful Excel can be used to carry out some tasks which we don't really know it's easy to perform. Now, we'll be explaining to detail is a practical class, which after this presentation, we have to book in for the live demo section. So stay tuned as we introduce this brief process. Now, these are the slide content and things we are going to understudy in this class. Now, what is Microsoft Excel? As we all know, is a powerful spreadsheet application used for data organization. You see it with the rule lines for calculation, formulas for creating charts and graph. Now, charts and graph, yeah. For data analysis, very important. One of the key factor and for financial modeling, which we'll be talking about. The common use that many of us are aware of is just to collect data, to arrange data, to just key in data. Statistical analysis for grading and tracking, for surveying results and budget planning. That is the common use that majority of us are aware of, and we don't. Some of us are not aware it can be used for data analysis. This data analysis that has been causing a lot of people enough headache. So Excel can also be used to carry out all these activities and at ease. Now, how do you open Excel? You have three basic methods of opening Excel. You have the icon, which you see depends on the model you are using, and the type of office you are using. What you do is the first method is to click Start menu and you type Excel. That's one of the easiest method in searching for installed applications. Now you type Excel and you click enter. Definitely find Excel for you and you can access the file. You can also use this method. Check your desktop for those that copy the shortcuts on desktop. And another method that you can use is right clicking on the Excel file selected and you will see open. You click on open with Excel. So you can have an existing file that is an Excel format and you right click, and in the demo section we are going to see all this process done one after the other. Now, understanding Excel interface. When you open Excel interface, you are going to see a lot of interface, which includes a quick access toolbar where you see your shortcuts for saving, undo, redo, and all these are in all version. Now depends on the year you are using. So the ribbon, the made menu, like your that's the ribbon column, which you are going to see your own insert formula and other things will be written there. You now have the name box. That name box, you also see that in our demo. And okay, we'll show you some here. Now, you see once you click on each cell, you'll be able to see the name cell that you have or the position you have. So you can easily look there to quote it for the essence of coding. We call it coding writing formulas. Now formula bar. displays and edit cell content. So you see where you can edit. In Excel, is not like Word. There are some instances that you type some things and it requires you to edit it. You need to go to that formula bar to do that. We also have worksheet grades, and work we have the sheet tab, and we have status bar. In the demo section, we are going to be showing us all this. As you can see, this is a brief explanation of what we just said initially. The first part, the ribbon, where you see all your file names, formulas, and this is the name, and this is the formula bar. I told you, if you can see this icon here now, is on A4. We have A here, A, B, C, D, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I'm clicking this cell now, is cell A4. If I'm clicking this cell here, you can look at that cursor. If you can look at the cursor, this now, if I'm clicking here now, here is what we call, here is what we call E1. E1. If I come to this place now, I decide to choose this place. This place now is what we call H is H alt or 3. So this is H3. So these are how to identify your file, your home, your insert, drawing, and other things, formulas, and data review. We are going to do all these in the demo section. So let's familiarize ourselves with every values that is written here. We call each of these box cells. We call it cells, and this our formula bar. You can see these are our formula bar. These are formula bar where everything you are writing, everything you are doing, you'll be able to see. Now, if you click on this function, this formula, this is a function now. Once you click on this function, you'll be able to see what are we working on, and is being activated using equal sign. So using equal sign on your keyboard, once you press equals, it will activate the formula bar, and if activate the function, and once the function is activated on your formula, you'll be able to see where you can edit. You can, once you start typing here, once you start typing, and maybe you need to edit a particular, you need to come back here to do that editing. So that is some of the little. In the demo section, we are going to buttress much on this. Now, what are the basic navigation in Excel? I've told us about row, which is in column and in row. Our columns are labeled A, B, C, while the row is labeled 1, 2, 3. So cell reference plus column, as I've explained the other time, moving around in any cell to select or click, you use arrow, we move, we press enter, we move down. You can also use control home to just go to the cell A1 and control end to go to the last cell. The last cell in excuse me, the last cell in the last cell in Excel can be maybe combination of ZZZ 1000. It's continuous. It's large. It depends on the version you are using. So it goes far. After Z, you can have you can have you can have AA, you can have BB. See, you get to ZZ even far more than that, and having different rows. So, but there is no work for now that you can do that you go to that extent. So Excel has what we call a sheet. each sheet. You can have different sheets. You can number it. We are going to do that later. Now, entering data, which is one of the major things we are here to explain as related to our own option, data inputting now. Now, what are those things that you need to do? You click on a cell, you click to select, and you see that icon, you see that green box you saw in the previous slide. Now, you type your text, number, or date. We call our text, we call it our text is a subject to uh, maybe your ABCD. The words are text, while your number are what we call numerics. So numbers, numeric 1, 2, 3, 4. We are still going to some parts that will be telling us the difference between text and number when it gets to coding, but don't let me bore us with that for now, which we'll be talking about string and we'll be talking about other things. But for now, let's know that you can type your data in text and you can also type it in numbers. So you press enter to confirm and the data appear in the cell. So we have different types of data as shown above. You can align it right, you can align it left, you can shift it up, you can centralize it. All these things are subject to editing. All depends on what you aim at setting up. Now, introduction to formula. All formula in Excel start with equals to. That is to call that function to be activated. Formula bar to be activated, you must type equals to now to make it ready for activation. So now equals to sign. For example, now I want to add two number. I need to type equals to the cell those numbers are is what I'm going to call. So I'm going to call, for example, if 3 plus 5. 3 is typed in A1, 5 is typed in uh, B1, and I'm to put the sum in C1. What I'm just going to do is to go to cell C1, type equals to A1 plus B1 and press enter. Now, you can also use what we call, okay, we can also use what we, instead of typing it, we can go and call on the cell equals to, you go and click on 3 on the cell, plus, you type plus, and you now go and click on B1 cell, and it will reflect on your C1. And once you are done with that, you press enter. Now, you can do search for subtraction, multiplication. Your multiplication sign, you see it as asterisk. That is multiplication sign, like a star. You find that majorly on uh, number 8. So if you press your shift key 8, it will definitely give you that symbol multiplication. And we all know division. Majorly you see your division under the question mark. So it's down. So we have other things we can do. But for now, for the sake of introduction, you can do sum. The sum of, for example, let's say I'm having a value that's in 3 and 5. Now, if I want to sum it, instead of using plus sign, I can simply type equals to sum. Immediately after typing sum, all that icon will come. I will double click on sum, which will give me sum, bracket open. I can now go and call the numbers A1, A2. That means to, you see, to A. In this example here now, he said sum bracket open. Once you double click on sum, it will give you sum bracket open. You need to type A, and the symbol you are seeing, the two dots you are seeing in between, shows from A to A5. In a situation whereby this is not what you want, maybe you want A1, A2, and A5 alone to multiply, you can use comma sign. Maybe A1, comma this, comma that, comma. You can call it one after the other and be using comma to separate them. So, but if you want to say from A1 to A5, that means A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5. So you use this now. At the same thing for using average. Now, these are some exercise that we are going to do. You can do it, open your Excel, create it, and once you are done with this, just whatever answer you get, write down the answers and do what? Write it, your first four letters, your first five letters of the matric number, and the answer, you write it and put it in the comment section. So please enter and watch other process. So basic formatting, what are those things? Those formatting are very good. There are some values you need to highlight. For example, your total value now, or the item descriptions. You may decide to highlight it, and just basic formatting text and alignment now, and number formatting. When you see Control B, which is related to normal things that uh, we normal thing that we are used to. Control B bold, Control I italic, and Control U to underline for formatting. Alignment is always okay, normal to left, to right, to center, which you can use Control L for your alignment. You can use Control E for your center, and Control R for your right. And there is a major number format that is in Excel. It is very important. If you right click and click on format cell for more options on the cell I showed us the other time, you can right click to see other ones. In the demo section, we are going to talk and show us other functions. Now, for example, when you are seeing currency symbol in Excel, if you add it to formatting, it means different thing. If you add percentage to a function, it means different thing. So all these things, we also introduce them to us as we go. How do you save your work? Very important. Not situation where you will work and you will not be able to save the work that you've successfully done. Now you go to file. It's always good to save as when you are working with files like this, because anybody working majorly on Excel are sensitive data and data that are very, very important. It's always good you save as. So maybe every progress you make, you save it at different function. And you can also use Control X if you are sure of yourself. But we are doing this for the sake of people that are not used to Excel before, because I know many of us have system, and the major thing, because of the new advancement, we are not used to Excel at all. So, and once you see a format file XLS, X, these are the modern file format for Excel. You see some with the XLS alone. You see some with the XLX, which is the modern. That is why you will see the file names. There are some that are 2006 or 2007 to 2000, and you now see from 2000 till now. So the file format, the only thing is that the new format XLX cannot open in XLS. So those are those things we need to be conscious of when we are saving. You can save as any of these three formats. You can use any other format. So for easy access on other systems. So and that will really help us. So these are some shortcuts that we need to get used to. Control new page, that is to open a new workbook. Control N, Control O to open workbook, Control S to save, said that before. Control C, Control V to paste. These are common word shortcuts which we need to also get used to, because there will be some need for these shortcuts to be used sometimes. Now, we be giving us some successful tips in using this for us that are just starting, newcomers, or those people that have not been used to Excel. If I ask, many of us have not been using Excel because we have not been dealing with data, and we have not been dealing with things that require most majorly maybe some other apps are what we have been dealing with. Now, the best practice: save your work frequently. Use clear and pres, pres, I use labels that are more descriptive, that you can at a glance, or even if you forget, you can easily know what did I use to describe that topic. Keep the formula simple and readable. Use a consistent formatting. So you must know what you are doing, and that is why we want to give us these best practice tips. Document complex calculation, write it down, and make backups of important file. And that is why it's always good to save as at interval. So the common mistake you need to avoid is not saving frequently, overwriting original data. There are see sometimes you will see a prompt that it says overwrite or override. Please be careful, and that is why it's good to save at interval as. So maybe you work from 10 to 12, save it as that time for that same. So if you work further, save it. So in case anything happens, you'll be able to refer back to the latest. So ignore error messages. Hmm? Any error message you have, you need to attend to it. So not checking calculation. Many of us, though, when the time comes, you see even many people that have been used to it, sometimes they don't check the formulas they use. And once you have formula error, for example, you are having where you're supposed to cover a bracket before you now multiply, but you now say 2 plus 3 brackets open and close times 10 is different from when you said 2 plus 3 times 10. They are two different things. So please, let's be careful of how we use our formulas and our symbols. Comma, that is where we need to think about what they call board mass here now. So forgetting to format numbers, it's very important. Formatting numbers. So we will talk much on this in our demo channel. So get some help resources. If you are stuck, there are some online resources that can help you. Like if you check through our other videos on Excel, you will see in depth. Though you need to subscribe to our channel, and you need to be uh, to request for some before we allow them. Though for the sake of, if you're a student, we give it out free. But if you are not a student, they are paid version for some Excel support. But you subscribe to our channel, you have access to some, and you can also request for some. If we confirm your eligibility as a student, we do release them at a free of charge to some level. But for the advanced uh, options, but for student level, we give those ones that can help. So, but you can also seek help online. So we have university resources that can also help us. both. So let's get ready for this practice. And if you have any question, drop it in the comment section, and we'll be expecting everybody to watch this video and get used to it very well so that you will be able to do. Now, for the students that are watching this video for the first time, this is a task for you to do, and each and every one of you should do it independently so that it will assist us in our other class. So we'll not be wasting much time on repeating this. Now, you can read through, so you can't your the letter in your surname. If my surname is John now, I'm having four letter. If my other name is Peter, I'm having five letter. So I'll type them in A1 and A2 and B2. So I'll carry out those formulas that have been presented earlier. You will write all those things there, and you write your the last five-digit letter of your matric number, and all your answer for addition is equals to this, for subtraction is equals to this, for this is equal to. So you write all what you got from that process. You write it in the comment section, and also snap it, because we may want evidence. So please don't deceive yourself. Each person, don't download this for any group or for anybody. So please let everybody do their own. You can share the link within your colleagues, but don't download and drop it, because everybody we have to do theirs. So thank you for your cooperation, and thank you for your time. We advise everybody to get used to this, so it will hasten and make our class easy and faster, and make it smooth instead of referring back, wasting much time. You'll be able to do more. Thanks for your time.